I got that. And because we're late.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's fucking crazy market today. I don't know if you saw the stock market. Just some of the most blatant market manipulation that you ever see. It's just look at crude today.
Yeah, I saw you post that. I haven't looked at it yet.
They what they do to retail should be criminal, but it's not. I mean, obviously, they just bait them with those giant moves. But crude was just obscene. Oh my God, like 150 up, 220 down, and now I think it's 500 ticks up. Just remarkable. Okay, I got to focus here. Okay, so we got no one yet, so that's good. Here I got George giving me. We got any peeps?
I'm just messaging right now to everyone. All right. All right, go ahead and throw disclaimer up.
Is disclaimer not up? Okay, let's get disclaimer up. I always forget there's a delay. Oh, there we go. We got a few peeps. Hey, guys, we're a little touch behind schedule, 7 minutes. John Ryan, Jow, helper. I'm here. It
Joe Al, I believe.
Joe Al, right? That sounds right. Fancy computer glasses on.
Hey, John Heron, did you see I posted LTC in yesterday's
Alex? All right,
video?
Alex.
Did you see that?
I think that's Jameson. Okay. You're asking Alex?
No, I'm asking John Heron at the very top.
Hey.
He was asking about LTC in yesterday, and Ethan T's got a great count for it, and so I shared that.
There's some really good work coming out of members, which is I feel like a proud father.
Right?
No, when they get something that I can't get, then I just love it. And I'm going to start with James M because I think he's nailed it. All right, what we got? We got over 20. Yeah, we got over 20. Okay. All right, so this is for any of you that were here yesterday. I'm just going to start here with Bitcoin, just to kind of reemphasize this.
Just take off disclaimer and you'll be good to go.
Oh shit! Here. Sorry, fuck. That's why Monte Crypto has to be here. Okay, so we looked at this yesterday, right? So this I'm just going to do just a quick review here. It's just got to get cemented into your brain. Okay, so swing, retrace, golden zone target. Right now, so we looked at that, and for anyone who weren't here yesterday, I won't dwell here for long here, right? So the lesson here was about trading principle number 4 of Andrew's trading principles regarding median lines, and that being that a failure to make the median line equals to a move equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. So this was a tenuous top, and as we started to come down here, that looked like a 5. Now this count has gotten a little tricky here, and that's why I was looking for counts from members to see how they were dealing with this. And then we looked at this. I think I'm slightly off here. We got this pivot here. We go to the 50, banged 1, 2, 3, almost fourth target here. So this 5 was a bit of a tell that unless something very odd was going to happen here, because we had 5 up here into the algo target and then 5 down. So this was unlikely to be just a typical retrace. So, but there was a bit of a heads up on this based on that, right? If you're aware. Now, it's easy to forget. It's easy to go, oh, shit, swing. Oh, we got the algo target. There's a little pullback. Oh, it's going to go get second. It's going to get third. That's just human nature, right? We always think, oh, it's going to keep going. Oh, it's just going to... Here would have been the typical amateur who doesn't know trading principle number 4 is going to think, oh, we're just retracing back to that structure. Oh, I get it. Oh, we're going to go up. Right, but they don't know that this is, if it doesn't hold here, right, this is really how you can confirm it, right? So when we came here, now when we broke here, now it's, and we confirmed that it's a 5, now you know you're likely in trouble, and then you get the second swing here, and you got a pretty good drop off of that, which is why I guess my point here is this is not enough, right? Because if I have this, I have the ingredients for the median lines. So don't forget the median lines, because again, you could have easily been sitting here and going, oh, it's in the golden zone, I'm going to take that. Well, now look there. If you did that, right? If you're right here and you thought, oh, well, first off, assuming I'm right on the pivot, you got a slight break here. Not here. That's not relevant. That's the 618 that went to target. But here, this is right? Now that doesn't mean sell it, but it means if you're long, you're nervous, right? Advantage bears. All right. So my point being, don't forget the median lines. Now, beyond that. Now look what starts to happen over here. So we get this huge rejection here. So what do we do here? So the first swing up, right? Now this one, once again, not the 618 into the golden zone. Boom, boom, boom. Now that's close enough. Likely that's your front run on the target. They will do this often. You'll see it, right? So that's why, if you're sitting up here with a target on the algo target, it's always a good idea to put it just a hair below it, just a bit, just in case they front run it, just in case. Is that really going to make a difference to you? Don't try and go at it or a little bit beyond it. Put it just in front of it here. Now this would have been tricky, right? So you're kind of keying off of this. There are going to be times you're going to miss it, right? It's going to go to your target and then come all the way back down. But note what happens here. Right, so you might, maybe the very quick and I don't know. We look at what was happening there. I'm on a 15-minute. There might have been some sort of a clue here. What have I got down below? I've got a TDI. So you can see it, right? So here's the divergence. All right, so you can see TDI is great for spotting that kind of divergence here. So we get this divergence here. The RSI is not as strong. That's all that is. It's just an RSI. But it's within volatility bands. So you've got that little bit of divergence here. All right, so now you're thinking, okay, what's next? Well, you got two things to consider because I've got two pivots. I know they use this pivot, right, to get to that. So I'm gonna look at two things. First, I'm going to start here and say, do I even need to look at anything else? Right, now, okay, so let's go back to what I was just saying. Now, come here. Get that out of the way of that thing. All right, so I've got potential here for two pivots to be in play. Now here's my 50. So you got to be mindful of this and remember to use this pivot. Right, so you'd be here. Now, let's see if I take this one off. Front run. How would you know, right? I mean, you'd have been down here even if you were. Oh shit! I see. I'd probably been sitting right here, looking at that, going, okay. If we come down to some of these wicks here, I'm interested. We don't even make that. So you've got to look for both pivots, but particularly one that they used. We know they've used that. So we get this one here, and it just does it again, right? It repeats it. I mean, and where look at the reaction once we get there. That's how we know it's an algorithm. Because again, that's just, I promise you, it's not random. So you had this beautiful swing set up here. So look how many you had just in this little section of Bitcoin here. We have this one, right? Nails target. Then we have this one, right? To the 50 goes to fourth target. Now look, this is every swing. Up, down, golden zone. Up, down, golden zone, target. Right? Just in here. Just this little 15-bit of sequencing in here. Which is why whenever I bring up a chart, I will tell you that, okay, the first thing you got to do, it doesn't matter what time frame you're trading, what did the algorithm do last? Right? Well, we know they use this pivot. So you'd be here now looking, saying, okay, well, I got 1, 2, 3. So I've got a series of higher lows. Right, well, I got to consider all of them, right? Could they use this? Well, shit, we know they used it. Does it just keep coming? Oh, look how nicely this sets up. And don't, you got to be, it's tricky, right? Because you don't know. That's why size here is important, because you don't know if they're going to pivot at the 50 or the 618, right? How do you know? Well, you've got a little structure here to help. That might be a clue, right? Oh, hey, okay, well, I'm going to pay attention to what happens here on the edge of that high volume node. Now, if I pull that over, what else is there? Right, so again, that high volume node is tied to all of this, so I'd be paying attention here. right? I've got structure to work with. Here's the blast off. Now we're coming back to it. I got all of this to play with, but nothing says it turns at the 50, right? We could easily come down here because you could make the same case down here and say, well, hey, look, I got all this structure to play with here. Same thing, right? Just start pulling it across. Like, well, what else do I have to work with here? Well, now if I just go wicks, bodies. Right now I'm right in here. So how are you going to pick? Well, that's where you might, an RSI or whatever you like to use here might be useful to you. But remember, we got a couple of things going on here, right? So so we don't lose the initial point. We have median lines as well. So don't forget to include the median line. So here now, we got our 80% happened pretty quickly. This is not, you didn't get it here. You got it here. Now up and back to the median line. Now we could just go again. Let's do it this way. So we get the full effect here. Okay, so right, we reached the median line. So pardon me, we've already blown to and through the median line. Now we don't get upper parallel. So at this point, this is very common for the market to retrace to the median line. Now, what are we doing? We're coming back down to the lower. We're going up to the upper. Well, since this has already been hit, you'd want to be in here working with this one as well, saying, okay, well, I got this action down here. I'm interested down here. I got lots of potential confluence points down here. So you got to pay attention to that as we come down here. Okay, now that doesn't mean that you're here, with a limit order at the pivot. It just means if I come down here, I start to go. Okay, well that's interesting. Now look at the risk reward there. This is the big advantage of this kind of trade and why we teach this, because my risk reward is so good here, right? If I get that second target, I don't need to risk a lot to take. Even if I want to give it a little cushion here, it's 8 to 1. Oh, I want to give it down to that 50. Well, you're still over 3 to 1 here. Now, what you can't do is do that. Right now, you're under 3 to 1, right? The risk reward. Now, some people will tell you anything over 2 to 1 is fine. I prefer to look for more than that, right? If I can get 8 to 1, why do I want to fuck around with a 2 to 1? I just don't like the math there. I like to use 3 to 1 as a minimum target. Well, there's 3 to 1. I've got the POC involved here. I'm visible range. You just don't leave one out. It's easy to forget. Oh shit, right? And then you get, put the Vegas wave on there, whatever else you like to use. But this is what dictates how the market responds. It's not why it moves. It's how it moves when it moves. All right, so I don't want to dwell on that. It was such a stunning series here. And again, this just goes on all day, every asset class, every time frame, nonstop, never turn it off. It's always on, always going. There is no chart anywhere ever in the history of charts that you won't find it. None, zero, zip. Before it was computerized, they just did it in their head. That's why the 50 was where they started. Oh, 2/3, it's about the 618, right? They just do it in their head. It is the DNA of the market. Okay, so let me now with that done, let's just stay on Bitcoin here. So I wanted to get, since I've got Bitcoin up here, I'm going to circle back to Eric S., who's got a couple, but I wanted to show this count that came from, longtime member, James M. You guys, members, of course, know him well. He's very active in our community and has just been a great member. He's been with us now for several years, and his Elliott skills, wow, have they gotten good. So I was fucking around with the Elliott count yesterday on the smaller time frame in Bitcoin. I'll tell you what, I was kind of struggling with it. So I had identified all this price action, but the Elliott count was a little bit elusive here, so I was struggling with it. Because this is, what was I looking at? I think I was looking at a 60 minute. Trying to come up with the right count here. Oh, I've got some other shit on here. This is just high volume bars. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, okay, what are we doing here? Right? We know that there's be a hideous force fit to try and squeeze a 5 in there. I'm on a 60, but you really can see the subdivision is not there. What are we doing here? Well, here now you can see, even though I've blown it out a little bit further, you can see that measured move right there. But what are we doing here? So I was struggling with this a little bit. I started fussing with it, and I think I don't know, it got to be about 6 o'clock. I was ready for dinner and a beer. So I just bailed on it. Well, lo and behold, I come in and said, okay, well, I'll tackle that tomorrow. I get this chart from James M. Now, let me show you this, because this is some of the best Elliott work. Certainly some of the best he's put up. Not that he doesn't put up consistently good work, but boy, did he nail this. So I'm going to Well, we've got, so with the median lines here being part of this here, but I want to focus on the Elliott count because this is such good work. Let me just hide that for a minute. So I went through this very discriminatingly looking for where's the error, and he just absolutely nailed it. So if this is the beast, we come down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The triangle here is the very skilled adaptation here to recognize it as a triangle into the 4, because it's not quite textbook. It's a little tricky, but it's one of those moments where you're going, well, fuck, what else am I going to call it, right? There's really nothing else I can do with it here. The 3 in the 2 is so solid. So this is very clever because this is really tough to get a handle on. Now, it's not perfect triangle, right? So we don't get the D and the E are underthrowing here, but it gives us, oh shit, here we do it this way. So you've got a little bit of an underthrow here, but in one of those cases where you're making best of what you've got here to work with here, that's just a great call here. And then we get 3 into the 2. So just by working backwards from this, you'd be looking 1, 2. Well, okay, well that's obviously not going to be 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then this again, just brilliant here to recognize the expanding diag here to get it started into it. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Very bearish. So if we start to stay with this and go 1, 2, I'm looking for that 3 down here. So this 3 we're in search of, where's down here. So the implication in here is lower prices. But the analysis here, oh, so good. 1, then we've got 3 into the 2, 1, 2. We got to account for it. This looks very impulsive. Typical 4. Remember 4, we're just going sideways, right? It's typically what you're looking for in the 4, right? We stall the trend, we pause, right? Are we doing a deeper retracement? Are we carrying with the trend? Indecision. Here's where the Elliott is helpful. Okay, I've had something happen that's impulsive. Now I'm stalling. Are we going to go right back up? Probably not. Definitely not. Probably not. Even if you started to retrace there, right? The structure here. Well, here, let me do it this way. You'd have all sorts of resistance here, but you're mindful of how far that's likely to go, right? So if you're pulling from the 2 through the 3 here, well, we got the 23.6 right here at 23.38, your most common 4. So we get it. Now this isn't really relative because that's not an algo pattern, but we just leave it in there. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get the third. This third completes here. Oh, this is so good. Anyone who doesn't have this written down, I would tell you this is really worth writing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3. So I get the impulse in here that I needed off of the expanding diag into the 1, the leading diag into the 1, 2. So I get the 3. Now, again, he stays consistent here by nailing this, going, well, what the hell? This is where I left off. It was like right here going, oh, fuck, what do we got here? I'll be damned if the expanding triangle isn't just a great call as to how we would deal with this. Because otherwise you're thinking, well, shit, I know I can't finish with the 3, so what the hell else could it be? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Now, put in the midst of that, well, we've just hit the 100, so I'm going to just hide that for a sec and then bring that back. So now in the midst of that, what did we just look at, right? Oh, well, actually, it's this little micro one right here. All right, so as we hit that, now let me bring, oh, he had his 100 back on there. So look what we're doing here. Let's look at this 2 ways. Let's look from the 3 to this. Not quite 1618. Oh, here, I want this one. Here to here. There's the 1618. So you've got kind of a confluence happening right here. So anyone who's overly bullish today, careful, right? It's not that this can't, blow up. This count can't blow up. That's not what I'm saying, right? Nor is that what James say, right? So this is just dealing with a very difficult count. This is just really, really very solid work to recognize that as an option. So James, that's some of the best work I've ever seen you put up. Really well done. So the implication here is we've got more down. Now, what are we doing here? We want to pay attention to this fib level as would relate to the 2. Well, pardon me. We don't have the 3 in yet. So the only thing we can relate to is this 4 relative to this 2. Now, of course, we do have disparity between the length of the 4 relative to the 2. So from a pure Elliott perspective, that's the one area where you would go, well, it's not ideal, but look where we are. Right here, we're right between the 23 and the 38. Most common location for a 4. Let's bring the E down here. Now, E can overthrow or underthrow, but here looks like it would be if that's the pivot. Now, we don't know, right? So what am I? I've got this is on a 1 hour as we're starting to retrace. So from that 4, what are we looking for here, right? This is the context. Well, let's see here if there's anything there. Really is. This is the lowest pivot, so we don't have, there's no other pivot that I can use here for any sort of algo play. So right now you're without other than this one that we just had that just hit target. Now as we start to come down, we need to finish with a 5 down here. So what we can do is, let me just stick kind of standard ops. Okay, well, if this is my 1 and this is my 4, if I don't know that that's the 4, but if that's my 4, and I'm coming down towards some of these lower targets, length of the 1 projected from the 4, well, we're likely to go beyond 1, but you never know. That's all wick there. You might be looking for this down here in the 1618, some of this range down here. Now, what do we have? Oh, it looks like this is an alert. I don't know if that's my alert or his alert. I've got alerts all over it. I can't remember. I'm assuming that's his. So this expanding triangle is nothing but a test of the internal side of the original downward channel from the first all-time high. Interesting. So that's got to be this line here. So I got to pull back to see where you're. Oh, I see you. All right. So that's what we're testing here, which is back to, I got to get all the way back on that one. It's this one here. So here's the channel. Here's what he's describing. Here's the channel. Right here, we're hitting that upper parallel of it. So all of this is just dealing with that. Now you do have, right, so this is just all rejection wick here, right? So if we pull that over, they're likely coming back to reclaim some of the liquidity there and then kind of pull this over. Lots of price, a lot of business was done here. So let me go back now to what he gave us here. So if you're looking for the path that this is, at least per the Elliott count that we're looking to see, right? One more down here. I'm just going to use these targets. All right, so 3, 4. Now we don't know how high that 4 goes, but I would use, remember that you would just use the fib swings from the 2. This is where you'd start. Now we don't know what, I don't have this pivot yet, but if I were down, let's use the 1618. We'd go that high, that would be the 38. All right, so this, from this pivot, if we were to pivot down here, here's the 23, here's the 38. Right, you can see how that would play in with all this structure that's sitting right here. Right, it just, so the nice little roadmap sets up there. Now we're coming down, heading towards the channel. Now we might stop here, right? Maybe the channel. I think the channel would have more of a pull here. We'd be at the 2618. Now you're into the 3. All right, you still have more to go. Bulls, sorry to tell you, of which I am a bull, so bad news for all of us here per this Elliott count, which I think this is the best count I've seen of this section. Just out of curiosity here, let's see how we look here relative to the 1 from the 2. So if this is our, let me get that a little more precisely pulled. This is our 1. And we were to pivot here as the 4, which again, I don't have this. Let's use that pivot right there. 100. Right, towards the median line will be a magnet, right? So here would be 100. You got an algo target there. Somewhere in here. What are we looking for? What is the market supposed to do now? One more down. Now we're at 32. I would, anyone watching here, hang on one second. I would make a copy of this count. I would get it or just do it, pause the video, replicate it. All right, I think it's that good. Replicate it, have it somewhere. It may not be the count that you have, but I would keep this and watch how this plays. Very, 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 very solid work. Okay, so all that said, I think the implication here as we talk about, potential bottoming here, and everybody's excited because the market's bounced a little bit today. Tech has had a big bounce. If it's going to hold, it's going to hold. All right, even though Powell is speaking today, right, markets will be watching that. Crypto will be watching that because that's been influencing the market. So as this comes down here, this becomes area of interest down here. And it really 37 to 32 looks like that's where we could be headed. All right, so with that said, make a copy, pause the video. I'd get that count nailed down. Okay, with that said, I am going to circle back to the top where I've got Eric S. with the first one here. This is ICP to the dollar tether. So let me get on that one. I'm keeping this one, put it to you that way. Thanks for that one, James. Okay, so because I'm keeping that, I'm putting that off to the side. Now
I think he's got EOS pulled up on that, but you can search ICP on Binance, I believe.
Yeah, I got to make the copy so I can do it. ICP, USDT, crypto, Binance. There we go. All right, what are we thinking here, Eric? Oh, this looks good here. Again, I like this, right? So I've been emphasizing it. I really like to see that you guys start doing this. Again, it's not for my benefit. That's for your benefit. That said, it does help me to know what you're thinking, but I promise you, if you make that a habit, you'll be thanking yourself. All right, I got to pull out here just a little bit so I can see where we are. Okay, so we're doing this. We are in log scale, which would make sense here. So let's see what we got. Okay, now you like these extended. I'm going to unlock that, and I'm going to not extend that left. Okay, so let's bring this down here. Okay, so we got a clear 5 off the low. So can we finish here with a 5? Sure, looks like it. Well, this you can work backwards here. Here's a nice. Oh fuck, come here. Here's a nice 3, right? And then we got that. So just with this, right? You'd kind of look, oh, okay, well, shit, that looks like we finished here. Right now, I've got the benefit of this. Right? Would you have known down here? Well, that sure looks like a 4. This sure looks like it's impulsive, right? This free fall, waterfall wick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure looks like we could finish. Remember, we can't finish with a 3, right? Ever, right? Emphasis. Ever. So, right, can we finish with a 5? Yeah, we can. So, this is kind of a. What are we doing here? Looks like we're going to finish with an ABC here. If this is 1, 2. Well, the broad structure is a 3, but we've got a 5 within our 3. So it looks like we'd have to do this as our 3. That finishes us here per the 5 that's in here. So if we circle back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5 that we can finish on. Now, if we're coming off of that, so fuck, this is likely. So this is likely an ABC finishing a WXY, which would be part of the WX. Well, it looks like you'd be WXY per the ABC that finishes that. So we've got a candidate here for a pivot. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so now that I got a handle on your count, we're looking to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's go back to, would you send me an hourly? Okay. All right, so 1, that's a deep 2. Looks like that's a 786. Well, not quite. Looks like maybe a 707 on there. Yep, so 707. All right, so good number for a wave 2. Looks like you'd go A, B, C. It's a little no. Note here what we've got. It's sharp, fast. You're kind of squeezing a zigzag out of that, but that's all you got to work with here. Sometimes the market's going to force what feels like a force fit, but that's all at this point. That's all you got to work with. So we've got a clear impulse here. Note the Vegas wave. Get it. 1, 2. Okay, well, we're not, well, yeah, we did. Look what we got. So this is his, so here, if I just do it this way. Length of the 1 projected from the 2. Here's the most common zone, 1618, right there. Do you see it? Right to it. Probably just a coincidence though, right? Probably not. 1, 2, so we got 1, 2, 3 pings here. We got 2 up here. So I love this. We're right in the pocket of where we're anticipating the wave 3. So why would you do anything other than say, well, good candidate for the wave 3 here? Well, now what throws a monkey in the wrench? Because you'd be thinking here, oh shit, man, well fuck, 1, 2, 3 into the right where I'm expecting it, but right, overlap the 1. Does that kill the count? Does that kill the bullishness? We'll slow down. We got a swing. I got a higher low. I got a swing. I got a higher high. I got a higher low. Now here's where it gets a little dicey. I get a double top. One more, just classic. I'm just gonna harp on this till you guys stop doing it. You know somebody bought it right there. Ouch. Somebody bought it right here. Oh, we're going this time. I'm sure of it. We're going this time. Oh. Just eventually, whether it's because you blow your account up or you just you do enough of it without blowing your account up, you recognize, or you're just going to take my word for it. And most people have to learn it themselves. You're going to stop doing this one way or another. I promise you, one way or another, the market will teach you that lesson. I'm just trying to save you the pain, right, of blowing up an account or getting so far drawn down that the recovery is going to be almost impossible without reloading your account. Trying to save you that. That's much of what we try and do here, is because I've made all these mistakes. I promise you there's no mistake I haven't made. None. Zero. Zip. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, so now I got a diag. Well, wait a minute. I got a 5, I got a 3, I got a 5, I got a 3. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag. All right. So so per that, now this becomes important. So I need 5 here to validate the pattern. So I gotta have this. Right. What is the market supposed to do? Right. It's supposed to give me 5 here. It's got to be 5. I can't retrofit and go, oh fuck. Well, I guess I'll just turn it into a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 diag. Right. You're oh shit. I hope we didn't miss this, or I'm gonna have to eat my words here. Oh. God, that's fucking close, but there's an overlap. Well, you're a little dicey there. How can we fix that? I don't know that we can fix that. Well, the only way we could do it is call this an ABC. That's a bit of a squeeze. Here, let's look, see if we can actually get away with it. I have to do that or I'll lose my spot. Oops. Where'd you go here? 1, 2. Did I get that shit? I thought that was an overlap here. Let me check that again. Didn't I just do this on the hour? Maybe fuck, what am I missing? Oh no, pardon me, it's over here. Doink. Right. So if we're here, right, that's a. All right. Now that's a bit of a judgment call, right? It's such a small amount, but can I actually get the thing done here, right? It's really the question, right? Do I have to allow for this, which you really don't want to do? It looks like I could have to do it this way. A, B, C. It's a little bit of a squeeze there, but it looks like you could get it. This would be 4, 5. 1. Let's see how we're doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you can get it. So you can hold here, and you don't have to invalidate. So that would be Eric S. That'd be the only little tweak here, which I don't. It's not being critical of your work. It's just so that you know next time to go, oh shit, a little bit is too much. I mean, a tick. You can allow for a tick. More than that, more than that, even a tick, you say, well, is there another way I can solve it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I know here I'm off to a good start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, can you get an impulse in there? Probably not, but we can get a diag up here to finish, right? Because now we're in the 5th, so the overlap here is not as problematic because I can do this as a diag. Now, of course, with a diag, you'd rather see it be a series of what shit? Could we do a 5-3-5-3 here? Looks like we could. We want this to be a 5, but here we've got the overlap again. So is there? That's too good a 3. So it looks like you're kind of stuck with that. Even if you went W, X, Y, you're still fucked here. So let's just think about that for a second. Maybe we might be done here. All right, a little reconstruct on the fly here. So what that would mean is that we double top into the pivot up here, which doesn't blow up the count, but it cleans this up a little bit. There's really no way around that. So this looks like A, B, and the next move looks like it wants to come down. This is a little bit of sloppy Elliott. Not from you, Eric. I just mean the market is kind of sloppy and choppy here. Let's go back to, what did you send me? You sent me an hourly, I think. We need that could do it, right? So I suppose this could be, fuck. How are we going to solve this? Let's just stump the band here. 1, 2, 3. I want to put it here. I want to put that there. It's a buzzkill. 1, 2. Every one of these pivots has an overlap other than this one. I can't do that. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Every one of them's got an overlap. Well, this might need a little more attention. I think you're semi-screwed here because you don't want to do that, really. You want to do this. But that's unless you're going to do it this way. I think that's a bit of a force fit. A, B, C. I mean, you might get stuck doing that, but that would get you here. Now you're back to the double top. A, B, C. Well, 5. It would work. So you could do it this way. So we'd have, like, same thing you have to do down here. A, B, C, right? So now we're A, B, C. We're spared the overlap. That's not much of a finish, though. You're going to have to dig a 1, 2 out of this. 3, 4, 5. Let's think about it. We don't have to be done here. Well, I should be looking for, okay, so right now the Elliott is a little bit unclear, right, with all the overlaps here. So what do we immediately start to lean on? Okay, well, let's look how the algo is done in here. Let me get the appropriate one on here. All right, so here's 50, got first target, right? So we know here, I'm using this pivot right here. So this gets a clean algo pull, right? So we know they use this one. Now let's go to the top. I'd start here, see how do we do. All right, so we break here. So I got to come back one. Here, still broken. Here, 50. Oh, let's get this one out of here since we already made that point. Note, Vegas wave, right? Vegas wave, right? Great reference here for these little retraces, especially when you're out on the 60-minute and above. Vegas wave not quite as good on the very, very short time frame. You want something tighter, like a 50. I don't want to put a top on that yet. Yeah, I would just leave these up here. I don't know what I've got here yet. I don't really like it. So one possibility is this is the 1. So we're going to do a diag into the 1 of the 5. So the potential here we'd get an extension here in the 5th. So this would have to be a leading diag into the 1 of the 5th, which implies that we're going to get a ripping 5 in this. Is that realistic? Well, it's possible. All right, so let's look here from the low. All right, so you got it. So since the Elliott's a little elusive, we got to start looking for what else. What else could be going on in here? This is potentially, that's the one that broke, so we got to do it from here. You're in the pocket here. I got a target up here for a potential 5. I don't even want the 3 to be done yet, really. If I can get out of here. I need one more pretty good kick here, but this overlap is that's a buzzkill. So I would leave all of this kind of up here because this is unclear as to what we're going to do here. This looks like, so WXY, it's possible that we're still in the midst of, this is still part of the correction here. I can't say I love that thought, but it's possible. We'd have just a bigger correction here. So this being short and sharp, and this perhaps it's more complex, you might be able to squeeze a flat into that. So you probably work this, well, either one. If you called it a 3, we could do a flat here. So we could have a 3. That's obviously far enough, right? You got to be 80% for a flat. So you could have a flat here, right? So we could have, or a WX, right? Depending on what we get here. This could be A, B, and we're going down for the C. Now you'd have a complex, and it would certainly have taken more time in that too. So I'd want to see all the price action here, hold it, and I'd want to see a reaction before I'd take it. Then I might look there. Right, to try and get into something going higher. Sometimes, you know, the Elliott's going to. So here's what the Elliott wave does here. It keeps me out of a trade because I don't know what I have here. Now, is that necessarily a bad thing? Well, why do you ever want to trade something where you don't have certainty in the count? I mean, as certain as we ever get. We don't get certainty. We don't know where it's going. We have strong opinion about where it's going, but nobody knows where it's going in the short term. Let me rephrase, right? In the short term. So why? I don't know what I got here. What I have. I mean, certainly one possibility here is that this is just incorrectly identified, and it's just a big 3. You can't eliminate that possibility. Let's pull back out to a 4, right? You got to consider that. Because this is not, right, I'm going to keep leaning on this. It's not what the market does. It's what the market is supposed to do and doesn't. So this is supposed to give me a 5 here, and I got too much overlap here. Because I've got this, I've dealt with this one, but this now is confusing. So could that just still be part of a bigger correction? Well, I don't see why not. Let's just take a look here. Well, here, I'll just redraw it. Why are we stalling here? So, all right. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so why are we stalling here? But you're going to say, okay, well, it's just running, it's price action. Price action. Is it? Is it? The price action? Let's get that right there. Maybe. All right, is there anything else here that would get me too close? This one looks like that could have been a contender. So you'd have to go in here and say, did they use this one? Right? Did they use this one? Let's get right on it. Did they use that? Well, let's find out. There's a 50. There's a golden zone. So the answer is yes, they use that. Actually, let's see. Can we do it this way? Here, we can do it this way too. They used it. All right, so I have this pivot I know they used. Okay, now with that done, let's come back here. Come all the way back. All right, this is just welcome to trading, right? It's trying to solve the puzzle. What they used. Okay, so now look at that. Now you start to understand, why can't this thing finish? Well, it's not that it couldn't finish, but you can understand now why it can't get through this, right? What's holding it down? Now, how many retail traders are going to know to pull it from there? Less than 1% of 1% of 1%. Right, that's your advantage. All right, now that's an advantage because what that's helping you do is, again, I got to the same conclusion before I even dug in there, saying something's going on here. It's keeping me out of the trade because I promise you somebody bought it right there. Right? Why? They just, you know, moon, everything is always goes up, right? Because everyone's a genius in a bull market. All of a sudden, the trading is getting much trickier. So you got to be a bit more nuanced, or you got to have, you know, if you're going to apply Elliott Wave, you better have some serious chops, as in James M. just coming up with that count on Bitcoin. You better really be good, because otherwise you'll buy right into that. Right, if you don't know what's there. I mean, you didn't have to know that was there. Just the price action alone would make you think, hey, do I really want to buy into the prior support to the tick? Is that where I want to buy? Is that where I want to buy? If you're dying to buy it here, you got to do it this way. Once again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can learn it the hard way. You got to let it come back to it. Now you can buy it. Same price. And you say, well, shit, okay, well, sometimes they're not going to come back. Yeah, okay. You're going to miss trades. But getting every trade isn't our goal. Our goal is to get in and not do something stupid, right? Get in when the opportunity is ripe, or you can identify what's going on. And if you're not sure, do not trade. I've done one more thing I've done, right? I've gone, fuck, let's just see what happens. Well, I'm bored. I don't know. Let's just see, because there's an immediate dopamine hit. Second you enter the market, all of a sudden your day got more interesting. Well, let's just see what happens. Good way to lose a lot of money. All right. Well, shit, how am I doing? I'm taking a lot of time on these. All right. So I think we came to a conclusion here that I don't think this is ripe yet. Right. It's just the risk is too high here. Let's do something. Right. Give me a retrace here back to this structure here. Okay. Now I could maybe deal with that. Then I can understand. Okay. Well, shit. Okay. All right. Where would I? There's natural support there. Just some of the price action. If I want to be a buyer. Well, that would make a whole lot more sense to be a buyer. Now, look I got headroom going into it. And that's why it's not that you would want to get out here, but you never want to be entering here. But see, if I come from here, I got all that headroom here. So even if I get rejected, well, I've got a nice profit going into the trade. Now, maybe I do get rejected. Maybe I'm trailing a stop, but never enter here. All right, so I think we're on hold there, Eric S., until we get some clarity. Market's going to give us a little reveal there as to what's coming. No reflection on your work. Your work is quite good. Oh, let's let that set up a bit better. All right, I got Monty, how do I say this? CN Salazar?
Yep, CN.
Okay. What are we looking at? Activision. Love to see some trads get mixed in. Activision Blizzard, to be more precise. All right. CN, what are we thinking here? Okay, Activision. Oh, giving me a monthly. Wow. We don't look at monthlies very often, so this is interesting. Okay, so a big 3 to finish it off. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, ripper in the 5. Okay, so just starting to count on this today when I zoomed on the moment, remind me of the count you did for AMC. So I went with that inspiration, thinking so far we have a giant flat. Okay, so you're thinking this is a flat, so that we're doing A, expanding the B, and we're likely coming, you'd typically expect the flat to be, that's where you'd want to be looking before we go. Well, hang on a second. Pardon me, maybe I'm not drawing it big enough here. Where are we getting a flat? We're in a giant flat. So, I see. So you're thinking, all right, pardon me. All right, so this being the first ABC, I guess we don't have to call it a W. All right, so here's the A. Let's see how we're doing this. So we're going to go A, then we're going to go A, B, C. I think you'd probably have to do WXY there because this is going to be hard to... Oh, fuck it. Let's just do it this way. A, 3, A, B, C. Well, let's go with it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, sideways in the 4. Great. It's very typical, right? Here's the 4. We don't progress the trend. We're going sideways. Look at the Vegas wave, even on the monthly, holding that support. There's the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're in here, though. Looks like we're done. If that's the B. Okay, I'm just going to take some of this off here just to get a handle on that. So let's go down to the weekly and see how that looks on the weekly. Hard to make a lot of decisions on the monthly. Okay, so can we get this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so a few things that are pretty obvious. Okay, so there's a clear 5. That looks like a 5, but we're kind of stuck with that. Yeah, that's a bitch, right? So let's see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure looks like a 5. How are we going to do that? Sometimes that's the trade-off on the longer time frame. Fuck, that's a 5 all day. We might have to do it this way. A, B, C. I think you're stuck with that. I think this is too much of a force fit to try and squeeze anything other than a 5 in here. You got classic triangle. I think you're going to have to do it that way. 3, 3, 5. So let's wick this off. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Well, this has to be the 4 to get you to the 5. Looks like a WXY, WXY. It's just probably can make this point here. Right, what weekly, monthly, daily, 1 minute, 5 minute. Tick chart, Renko chart, never matters, right? There's your measured move. So we know they use this one. All right, so you'd be here thinking, wonder what happened here. Oh, we got a break there. If I'm on that correctly, let's go back. We got a break, so we got to pull back one. There it is. All right, so, all right, if they break here, we got to go back one. We know they use this. That was part of this one. So that's to the, I mean, pretty much to the tick on a weekly. Okay. We just barely paused here. Got the third target. So this looks like 3, 4, 5 gets us done up here. So we got a set of median lines. Okay, so that's interesting. So you're thinking that we're, well, so let's count this out. So this looks like the, yeah, this is the 4 here because you can't. This is you got to do it this way. Oh fuck, how are we gonna do that? Looks like you're gonna have to do it as a oh fuck, wrong thing. Running flat here. Although, well, you don't really have a great. Oh, no, we can't do a running flat. That's not high enough. Well, you're just kind of stuck with that. Let's see. Yes. Well, let's just poke in there for a second. Let's go down. Let's go to the daily. See if that helps. That one all looks good. There it is. I got to do that or I get lost. All right, can we get a correction into that? Oh, okay. There's a giant kickback wick in there. It's stuff you can't see on the long-term stuff. All right, so this is our 3, right? So, and it looks technical, right? So they're right in the Vegas wave. It looks like it might break. If that's there. Nope. Jesus Christ. All right. I don't know why I should be. I'm surprised. Still to this day, right? It surprises me how consistent that is. So right here, so you're struggling, going, where? Fuck, I can't find it. Where is it? Literally splits it. Now, note what's happening here. Not only is that splitting the golden zone, we're splitting the Vegas wave. It's right in the lips. Here's second target. Or pardon me, first target. Here's the 50 to the tick on the daily. All right, looks like there was a series here. So a lot of times you hear me say, well, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care if they're right or wrong. Why? Because they just get series like this where they make so much fucking money. It's just obscene, right? So it's right here. There's the reaction at the target. How do I know it's an algo? Look at the reaction at the target. Oh. See it again? You see how many they got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, right? So here's this one, back to the 50. Here's that target, right? So you look on the side, right? So there's that target to the tick. So you see what you have happening down here? You're hitting the 50 to the tick as you're hitting the algo target to the tick. Now, where do we get a change of character? Right? Something has to change because the sell side algo is in full control here, right? They're just pinging. We got this one, we got this one, we got this one. They're just boom, 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 boom. It's just printing money. Okay. Oh, let's get back over here. All right. Now this is a bit of a clusterfuck here. What are we doing with this? Well, it's not impulsive, so we're kind of stuck with just sideways, but that makes me think it's more four-ish. So there's the 4. Oh, let's go to a 3-day. This is a, what do you do with that? Oh, you're going to have to go WXY. That's the only thing that would fit it, right? We can't go with a flat because that's not tall enough, not high enough. So you're kind of stuck with this. A, B, C into the Y to the 4. I mean, that's how I would solve it there. Maybe if I went down to, I'd come up with something else. I don't know that it matters at this point, but let's just out of curiosity how this did. We're in the pocket. Now, remember, we're doing this all in log scale. So we're in the pocket here, and this is, now look here. You know damn well somebody sold it right there. Right into all of that, right? So how many times does that have to show you that it's support? Well, apparently it needs to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they still sell it. Right, again, you can take my word for it, or you can learn it the hard way. Right? Never enter at pivots. Okay, so up we go here. Looks like this is, actually that looks like 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do we go here? Oh, fuck, that's too big. So that's going to be the 1. Let's get all this out of here. So I think we get our 4 here. All right, where are we going here? God damn. Show me a better set of moving averages here than this. Show me a better set. Now it breaks, right? All right, but when it's trending, great support, right? It's almost always right to look in the lips. All right, what are we doing here? 4. Well, I mean, we gotta pick one in here. All right, so a lot of times I'll just do this and say, okay, well, something completes there. How do we look here for the 2 to the 4? And again, I'm really dug in there, but let's just take a look, see how that looks. Oh, measured move. Okay, between the 38 and the 50. Little things that I just show you because they're so drop dead obvious. Okay, well, if this is coming down, where are you going to look? Where would you think, oh shit, I got to pay attention for some possible support? Well, certainly you'd think right here, right at that pivot. I mean, if you're drawing this up, like, okay, where might this go where I could anticipate some structure? Well, this got tested once here, lunar shot, stalls. Down. Where's the next one that you're thinking? Well, they'll probably check that one if they break the first one. And again, that's not rocket science. Where's the high probability is between the 38 and the 23, but we've seen the 50 here. So what's the advantage of the 50 here? We pick up an algo. What else do we pick up? Now, what have I done? 3 charts? How many times have I shown that? 15? At least. But from where we started with Bitcoin, where I showed, I think, 4 of them. Oh, I promise you every one of these is going to, this will be technical. This will be, again, it's a series, right? This is what they do, right? They get a series, which is why I tell you they don't care if they're right or wrong. Because when they get one of these series going, they make so much money, they go, fuck, who cares, right? We'll get it eventually. Well, eventually we'll get 6, 7 of them in a row. So how many do we have here? Shit. At least 5, at least, right? You could do nothing if you could just identify this over and over again. Now add some median lines. Now maybe, right, you're working on your Elliott skills. Say, okay, well, shit, man, that looks like that's the 3. That looks like the impulse. Okay, this is a little tricky. What the fuck is that? You know, it's sideways. What is it? It's sideways. We're not progressing the trend. What's typically sideways, not progressing the trend? A 4. Okay, well, all right, I'll throw a 4 there. What comes next? A series of algo swings, right? So printing money all the way up, right? So something has to change, change of character, right? As often as it's described. Okay, well, if that's my 4 here, coming right into that structure, right into the high probability zone, that was a 50. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, kicker in the 5. So, well, I'd be mindful of the fact here. Now, remember, I'm on a 3-day. Do you see what happened? So we're so used to looking at that on the hourly. I'm doing these polls on a 3-day chart, and they're just as precise. Right? Vegas Wave, just as precise. So I tell you, it doesn't matter if you're looking at a 1 minute or a 1 month. It's the same algorithm over and over again. Now, this looks like we might have broken here, so perhaps we have a trend change. Because why would we be thinking of oh, Jesus Christ, did it not? Looks like it broke. Let's get it dialed in. Oh, motherfucker. God, I wish that shouldn't surprise me, yet it still does. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. One of the things that members will know this, we were kind of wrestling with this. Shit, man, do we use log or not? Is this algorithm still running in log scale? Well, I don't think we need to wonder about that anymore. Anyone who's watching here or watches on the replay after the fact. Do they use it in log? It's called a rhetorical question. Swing low here, right to the golden zone again. Right, it's just unfucking believable. Right. Okay. So what do we get? We get a reaction here. So that makes you think. Okay. Wait a minute. I thought we were done here. Right. This. Let's put that in the right degree. I thought we were done with the whole bloody thing up here. On my 3-day here, I've completed a 5. So you got to back up and say, okay, well, if I'm not done here, where am I? Where am I in this gigantic count? Jesus, this is so big. Remember, this low here is 2013. How many of you could have traded these algo swings, including that one, the last one, on a 3-day chart and would have been staying with this since 2013? I can tell you exactly how many. 0. Who can do this? Who can keep their hands off their mouse, right, through all that? No one. How long is this? 14 to 18. Nobody stays that long. Who can do that? Software. Which is why I tell you, right? So the higher the time frame you go out, that's where you got your big dogs are trading. Right? They may only trade shit. You could have made 3 years of revenue here and hit all your bonus structure just on Activision trading the algo polls. But who can stay long through all that? Very, very few. I would tell you nobody. Only software can do that. Okay, so what do we got here? 3, 4. Are we done here? Oh shit! Is this the top of the top of the top? Let's go intermediate and put that in white and say, is this the whole thing? Or did we just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 1 of the 5th, and this has got more to go, and we're going up into the shit. If that's the 1, right? I mean, why would you be thinking something else? Well, so what are the alternates here? Oh, if we've completed, well, first let's back it up a sec. Let's just see how we would look here. Jeez, I didn't know this was going to be such a monster discussion, but here we are. Okay, so I think we'll be okay on time because we don't have that many today. Oh fuck! God, I think this was one. This was one. There's so many in here. It's hard to imagine. The beginning. Fuck! What do we got to do here? That's a bit of a cluster. I don't like this here, so I think we got to do it this way. So this has got to go here. So now as we pull out to this, I think we got to do this. This has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a bit much there. Okay, so let's get you here. Okay, so we got a candidate for a 3. I think we got to just stick with that. Some sort of fucking diag in there. Okay, if that's the 1 and that's the 2, I think, shit, now I'm probably repeating the work he did. That's his colors. Let me just, because I'm just used to mine. Okay, did we get to 100? We did not. Okay, so, well, we got to take it out of log. Yeah, so we're definitely there. All right, so this is long enough. Log. Don't forget that. You can't go, oh, shit, I'm trading in log here. I didn't get 100. Longer is longer. 3, 4, could we be done there? Well, that's a couple of things we could do looking at that. Okay. I'm going to take this off here just because it kind of fucks us up in log scale. Well, this is where I'd start. That's got some Monty magic on it here. So let me just go back to his. All right, so there's right off the bat. Just I mean, I knew to start there, but because the angle's too steep here. So what first thing you're going to do is go to a shift. I think it was here. No, must have been here. Well, let's just use the 1, 2. So this would be a shallow 2, but no. So if you're thinking about this, no, here this is complex, and while there's an abrupt sell-off to it, it's really a sideways 2. So this is a little bit surprising. We don't get good alternation here, assuming that that's correctly identified, which I think you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sideways. Oh fuck, that's. Well, we finish with the 3, so that's a WXY. Well, what can we say here? Right, we know we have 80% probability of getting there, so that was hit early. Now, banging on it, does that look like it's a magnet? Right, the median line is often a magnet to the market. Right now, as we look what we're doing right here, right along the edge of it. So it seems like. CN, your implication here is that this has got another leg to go. So this would be, per the way you're counting it here, that we've just gone 1, 2 of the 5th. So that would be, whew. Well, think about what he's saying, that we're not, oh, am I going to be able to get that right? So if we were done up here, if we were done up here on this degree here out on a 3-day, we're looking, the anticipation would be price would be coming back down here. Does that seem probable? That we're going to go from, what did we just hit, 100 to $1.70? Doesn't, does it? All right, so I mean, shit, anything's possible, but it doesn't seem probable. So 1, 2. So what? Now you got to look at this and say, well, do I just have the count wrong? Is this wrong? Or what are the alternatives? Well, I'd be mindful of the fact that I do not get good alternation. Maybe you could talk yourself into this being sharp because of that sell-off. Is that COVID? No, fuck no. That's the financial collapse. Is it? No, that's the .com bust. Wait, no, we're going way. Jesus, that's the thing with going back this far. That's the .com sell-off here before we go back up. God, I'm spending a lot of time here. Sorry, guys. All right, so the alternate would be that this is 1, 2, and this has still more to go. But so let me just finish it up here, boy. I'm fascinating myself in here. All right, so let's take this down. Okay, let's get these down into something more manageable. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, let's get that up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the contender here? Okay, let's go one more time. God, I hope there's some people trading Activision Blizzard, considering the amount of time I've spent on this. Okay, so we're in log scale, so we can't use a traditional. A regression channel. So you got to use a traditional. So if this is a wave, right? So that would be your first thought. Okay, well we've had a trend change here, but we have a technical pivot. Remember, this is the one I just drew, right? So we know, right? We just pivoted right here at the golden zone. So what are you thinking here, right? So if that's 5, right, which he's got a good count in here for a 5, A wave. What is the market supposed to do here? B wave, C wave, right? Now, how far we go here, right? Well, we could invalidate this analysis if we take out that pivot. That pivot's at $40. So something dramatic will have happened in Activision Blizzard if we're taking out this pivot. All right, God damn, I didn't mean to give that. Okay, so let me go back down here to to this here so we can look and say, okay, well, if this is the A, let's label it up here and look. Jesus, probably lost half the viewers. A, B, C is what you'd be looking here. You know, this could be my own obsession here, but if it almost doesn't matter what it is, right? I'm determined to get it. Can I figure it out? This looks like A, B, C going in. Now we'd be looking for 5 to come down here. So I don't think there's anything to do here for a while until you get up here. Oh, shit. Well, what's the obvious thing you do, right? Looking for that B. Right? We can see how technical this has been. What's the most obvious thing I could do here for my B? All right, would that make sense? Oh, got all that structure to play with. A, B, C. We're going to come down that low. What would we have there? Right, same process every time, right? Just so, like, he's got a set of median lines on here, but you'd have to have another set on here. Oh, let's go to original here. So maybe we come down here to that lower parallel. All right. Well, I gave Activision a whole lot of time. All right. See, and that's good stuff there. We rarely look at them at that degree, or that far out in time. So we're looking for a low here this summer. So this has got a ways to go. All right. Let me keep moving. Jeez, I went a little long on that one. Sorry, guys. You missed this one yesterday, so I'll try it again. Oh, Fred, I'm sorry, man. So we're looking at, what is this? Unity. Okay. Copy link. Well, I know I spent a lot of time on that last one. Hopefully you guys got clued into, it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at, same algo. Same thing, same, always the same, right? Until they change it, and there's no signs that they're changing it. Why would they change it? It's so fucking profitable. Why would they ever change it? Doesn't matter how many people like me or David Halsey or, there's a few others that teach it. Some have modified it slightly to make it their own. Oh, not a 65. We'll make it a 66 and call it something else. Yeah, there's some of that out there. It doesn't matter how many people are teaching it. Retail, the average trader will trade right into it. They won't know about it. All right, what are we doing here? Unity. Oh, I got to get a bigger picture here. What are we doing here, Fred? Unity, is that where we start? Is that all the history we have here? Is that new of a company? Let's go to the daily. Ooh. All right, well, I like the 5 here. Okay, we can, well, so that's kind of a clue. Here, look, we finish with the 3. We know we can never finish with the 3, so it's got to be part of something else. Looks like you get 5 there. So the WXY is solid. That's cutting it close, but we got it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets you a big kick in the 5th. We don't overlap the 1, so you have a clean impulse here. It's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. You might have to do it this way. A, B, C. So flat, or pardon me, expanded B wave into the C. So A, B, C. Looks like you'd have to do it that way, because that's just a straight shot down. So it's got to be part of that 3. Up we go for the 5. Now let me get in there. What did you send me? A 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That holds the 1. So you got a clean finish. Oh shit, we're really getting tricky up there. Oh, this is good work. I'm gonna hide that. Just get it out, clear up the space. 1, 2, sideways 2, 3. Whoa, how are we doing that? Oh, you're doing a diag 3. So we're going A. Oh fuck, how are we doing that? Hang on a second. Looks like you're going A, B, C. A. How are you getting that 4 in there? I think you want the. How are we doing that? If that's the A, B, C, the 4. Fuck, how are we doing that? Oh fuck here. Let's just leave it here. So 3, 4. So I think you might have to be going here. So A, B, C. And let's finish this up here. All right. So here's our 1 pivot. This is I got to see what that did here in the. What did we actually do there? Oh fuck! Here it is. Okay, I see why you're doing that. All right, so we go down and then we go up. Okay, so A, B, C of the 1, A, B, C of a 3, You're anticipating the overlap here. You got to have it, right, to qualify it. So we have to have that overlap, A, B, C, to get you into your diag. So it's a bit ugly, but it works, I guess. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, so you can see it. It's long enough, right? So 3 does not have to be the longest, just can't be the shortest. So it's not. So you've got a good diag here to finish it, even though that was had to be. Was that earnings, right? That's why. All right. So there's the 1 we just complete. Clean 5 down into an A. It's just my force of habit here. I put them in yellow. 1, 1, 2. Oh, good work here. 3, 4. Let's play the 2 to the 4. All right. So I know it's just like, God, again, we're doing the same thing again. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Right to a 50. Looks like that's the front run on the target. They didn't quite get there. Off of that, it's good work in there to get that to finish there. I just keep pointing these out. You know somebody bought it right there. Do they know that that's there? Do they know the 2 to the 4 and that there's likely an algorithm right there? Do they know to check there? No. It's likely the front run. 4. Oh, that's kind of gnarly finish. Ooh, that's kind of ugly. Ooh, that's a shit finish. I can't say I love that finish. This is, I think you might have to do this. Can we do this here? And go A, B, C, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's what you got to do there. That's just a little, this is just too funky. So we'd go A, B, C. Oh, again, it's just force of habit doing it that way. W, X, and I just use these so they really stand out for that C in there. Afraid, you see what I'm doing? I think because I don't know that I could finish it there. B, so I think you got to finish it here as the W. That's the algo target, getting front run here, and then you'd finish with a 5 here to get your C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put that in white. Get your C of your X for the A, B, C of the X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. A, B, C into the B. Looks like we got a little kick since you did it. So we got that. Let's put that in light blue. A, B, C. So we're looking for one more finish down here. So the 1, he's got it all teed up here. Now this channel, so you just overthrow at the moment. What are we keying off of there? Why are you pulling that? I think you can, well, you might keep it on yours. I'm going to look here and say, well, what else do I have here that I could work with? Well, I was kind of curious if they use this again. Looks like they did. That's the last pivot, so it had to be here. What is this? So here's my wave 1. Interesting. It was resistance, support, resistance. Front run? Obviously. Why do I say that? Look at the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the A. Looks like we're working on the B, so we know this was used. So let's bring this one down. Right to the 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's first, second, third target. We'd put it down here. Now for the geometry, well, it's not a perfect set of median lines from this, but I might start here just to see how I look here. Well, probably a channel as well, since we're not in log scale. You might do this. Now note here, let's get, how many can I tag here? If I go all the way out, oh, that'll work because I'm getting the center line here. So I'm not getting this one here, right? Because it's upshot. I'm getting this one because that fits the angle so that I can get this one. So I've got 3 hits. This is a little shy of it using this pivot so I can get the center line here. All right, let's put that all back together. Shit, I'm on the 15-minute. Let's get that all put back together. So this is what you're looking for down here. Let me go to the 4-hour. Invalidation. All right, so let me do it this way. Just draw that up. So now when I come back here, well, that would hold it. So now I can see it. That target down here, here's your invalidation, as he's noted here, Elliott Wave invalidation. And we come down here for a 5. Boy, that's deep. What do we got here? Fib fan? I think he does. Yeah, fib speed fan. So this would be your 887. I'm assuming that's your 887. 75, gotta be. All right, if that's the 75, 66. Oh, using the 66. That guy annoys me. Okay, all right, so we're trying to do this all as a part of a 3. WXY, median line, reasonable target before you come out of there. Now this is a long fall. So why you could say to yourself, oh boy, man, if you love this thing, you got to love it down here all the more. I'd want to see a clear 5 come out of there. And then the retrace. And that's where I'd go with a pivot. Stop under that pivot. But that's well, let's just measure it, just out of curiosity. What do we got here between those two? I get it right on there. We're not even to the 618. This is we'd be at invalidation down here. You probably just, the other thought here is just use a regression channel on it, which I like because it just kind of makes it simple. So remember, you don't pull from the low, you pull everything you've got. Right, so there's your 2 standard deviations on either side. Now look how that lines up down here. So you'd have nice confluence here between the 887. This is the, what's the N? That's got to be a Monte Crypto thing. N weekly? N weekly Globex? Global POC? I'm not sure what he means, why he's, that's got to be a Monte Crypto thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for that 2, but the projection here is to have that thing come down pretty hard. So I'd look at it this way. This is where I want to be a buyer. Demand zone. How's that worked out previously? Boy, it sure worked out nicely here. All right. And I'm taking a long time on these today. Okay, I got Attila the Killa. I don't really mean to be. I just think what I'm getting here is got a lot of complexity to it. I always try and go faster. Okay, Attila is giving me engine coin perpetual. Well, this is a hot project for you meta lovers. Okay. 4 hour on FTX. Oh, that's right. FTX is your baby. Okay, so, well, it looks like we're getting a little sloppy around the golden zone here off of the absolute low. Okay, so let's just pop that up here. Well, okay, so ABC into the 2. That's pretty. We gotta deal with it. We are not in log scale. I just want to measure this just to see how far this goes as a 3. So my first thought here was that maybe it's 3, 4, 5. Right? Maybe we have a 1, 2 here. This is just something to chew on for an alternate kill up. Maybe. Fuck, you could actually do it here too. Oh, pardon me, you couldn't because you'd have an overlap. If I ping that. All right, so I'm just prepping for the alternate in case we need it. So here we'd have, well, fuck. Oh, you could probably call it a diag, but I don't know that it matters here. But it would matter if this is a 1-2. So let's stick with what he's got, which is that this is the 5 up here. So we're coming off of this, the 3 here, the 4 is here into the overlap. So you have all of the conditions. I mean, on steroids here, 3 longer than 1, 5 much longer than 3. He's pulling from this low here on the 2, so we're already a little sloppy down here. But you can see it's support, but now you've lost the algo. Well, interestingly, you wonder, right? So why do I do that? Because you might say, well, wait a minute, that's the swing that matters. Well, because we're looking at that going, hey, well, this is this is the swing structure, or we're looking at it going, okay, well, this here looks like that's the swing structure. What is the software looking at? What does the software see? None of this. Right? They just use dominant to dominant. Here's what the software sees. Dominant low to dominant high. That's all it needs, right? So this is a simple algorithm. Low to high. What's the dominant? Now where are we? It doesn't care about any of that. Makes you rethink it. Now, oh, no, now it's not so sloppy. It's not in context with the Elliott, because the algorithm doesn't give a shit about the Elliott. That's us trying to figure it out. So you got a contender here for support. I mean, clearly it's showing support. But you always have to go, why? Why is it stopping there? Could it be that? Right now, if you got there and it was this, we're like, well, it's not that. But since we got there and it's literally in the golden zone, and it's been tested 1, 2, 3 times. Sure, you could look at it and say, well, oh, come on. There's no the golden zone's all bullshit, right? It's just the price action. Is it? This looks to me like this one broke. All right, so you're a little sloppy here already. Great rip here. So 1, 2. Now we put it in this context, it starts to look a little bit better. Remember, I know I'm pulling here outside of the context of an Elliott pull, right? Because we're saying this is a completed impulse. So just something to, you've traded this thing long enough, you know what to look for. Okay, so clearly we're at a spot where this is, we're testing support. That's what you can say here. Right? We're testing support. So is there enough detail here for this to be done here? Right? So it looks like we got a double bottom into a 5 here, right? Last resort, but it looks like that's a valid case for it. Now this is a bit of a, well, you're kind of stuck here, right? So you might have been thinking, oh shit, 1, 2, here we go, or A, B, and we're going to get a better looking B. But that is a fucker right there, because that looks like a straight shot up. Yeah, you're kind of stuck there. Let's just think, right? Is there some? Oh, I like this. Nice head and shoulders up here. Which a head and shoulders has always, right? It always makes me laugh, right? If you're an Elliottician, you never see a head and shoulders ever. What do you see? 3, 4, 5, A, B. That's what you see, right? So 3, 4, 5, A, B, or 1, 2, right, in this case. I never see a head and shoulders. I see an A, B, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E. Nice work, Killa. That's good, right? Nails the triangle perfectly. Looks like we do a diag into the low there. Actually, here, maybe this solves our problem. Fuck, it doesn't. I thought maybe this was the low. It doesn't, right? So we have to use this. It's annoying. So there's 3 that we have to finish with. So it has to be part of an ABC, which has to be part of a. So this is, oh, fuck, how are we going to do this? If this is the 4 out of the triangle, looks like you're going to have to do 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. Can we get it? Let's just check it. 1, 2. We want to do this. Diag, right? Series of 3s. But are we long enough here? Let's just find out. Oh, fuck. Well, yep, we are long enough, right? Longer is longer, right? So you got a good count there. I'm guessing until the kill it check that, right? He knows to check that. Remember, in a diag, you always want to look for something between the length of the 1 through the 3 and the 4, right to a 50. Although I'd be curious how this looked here. Got a little sloppy there. So you got to go back one. So you go back to the 4, right? Since it's a diag, that's what you're measuring. We did not get target here. And just because the target's there doesn't mean it's going to get hit. So it looks like you'd have to do this. So when you dig in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you do A, B, C. Let's take that up a count right here. All right, so there's that piece. 1, oh, A, B, C. Oh, that looks good. 1, 2. Well, this looks like you're finishing with this would be the last, the 5th of the 3rd. So you might have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, diag into the 5th to get your 3 here. A, B, C, right? Great, right? When you see this sideways, right, it's a good chance you're in your 4 there. But no 5. Well, not much of a 5. Oh, so we got 2 counts here, right? So it's smart, right? Because we don't know which one it's going to be, right? Is this A, B, or 1, 2? Well, let's just see. Can we finish it here? If so, we have a zigzag. 5, 3, 5. So, of course, what's the first thing we're going to do? Just because we got to know what it did if we used it. If that's the A and that's the B, right in the pocket. Right? This should be so habitual, right? So some people look at this and say, "Man, you go so fast." It's not that I'm not trying to make it look like this is easy. I've just done this for so long. There's a series here of just you do this first, then this, then this, then this, and this, right? So what I'm trying to show you guys is that process is always the same. And if you stick with that, always the same, it'll keep you out of trouble. Okay, so we know this is an algo they use. So can we get this done? 1, 2, 3. I think you got. Yeah, I think you got to work with that as the 3. Now that's going to be too far for. Let's just check here. How do we do here? So we spared it, so 5. It's a little dicey there. I don't know, 1 hour. Well, you can probably go A, B, C to get that done. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives my 3. All right, so this algo, of course, gets paid. All right, this guy gets it right here. So we know they use that one. Looks like they use this too. All right, I'll go check that. Nope, too far. Got to go back one. All good. Clear resistance there that it bumps into. A little front run on it would be my guess. Now we're not to target. That's a little far for a front run. A little bit far. I'd be looking for, so if this starts to come back up, what's the first thing we got to clear? Because we know they use this. Right, so we got to clear it from here. First thing that's got to clear is this one. Right, so we got to get through this, right? We got to get through that, and then you got to start the same process, right? Because this is what the software will do. Then you got to do that one, 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 then you eventually got to get here. So this has got to kick all the way up here. Eventually this has to break, not made to it. This would be more typical, right? We'd get a 3 here that would challenge it. Maybe that bumps into the 3. That's why why we stall at the 3. And just map it out. If it's going to get a 3, I'm going to need a 1, 2. If we're done here, now if we're not done here, 4, right? So he's if it's A, B, and C, then the zigzag is in. We got 5, 3, 5. If it's 1, 2, 3, we're looking for 4, 5. So a couple things we could do, all right? Well, we want to check for the 2 to the 4. Well, we don't have the 4 yet. Well, shit, we could. We don't know that that's not done. Could be, right? We're far enough. We're to the 23. One more kick down, get the algo target. That could fly. In for the C, in for the 2, right? Just here's your most rudimentary Elliott correction. 5, 3, 5. Zigzag. So what else would I do there just to, how hard do I want to lean into that? Well, what do I get here? What's the most common target? 100%, right? It's not to the tick, like got a wick through it, but that would tell me, oh, I sure would be mindful of all of this here. Now, I didn't get the final pivot at the median line, but did I care? Because the median line is there, one as a reference, but where's the 80%? Right here. Right, we find an algo pivot, put some median lines on it, 80% odds. If it doesn't get there, right? If it doesn't get there, well, that tells us just as much. It's just as important, equal to or greater than. Now I'm getting maybe a bigger 2 or a bigger B, right? Because it didn't make the median line. That's the clue. Right? So if it's got 80% odds of getting there and it starts getting, it does that. Remember, it's not what the market does. It's what the market is supposed to do and doesn't. Now, if it did that, would you say, well, shit, man, I can't be shorting anymore? Nope. Then you just be here. Oh, bigger B, bigger 2. We don't know. You don't know. Did you lose 80% odds here? No. Still have it, right? Shit, could be down here before you get it. But that 80% is always in play as long as you get a pivot. Now, if it does this, right? It's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought I had 80% odds. Yeah, you did, but 80% is not 100%. So if it's not going to make the median line equal to or greater than, something else is going on. Oh, shit, wait a minute. I thought I was looking for a 3. I got a 5. What the hell? All right, let's just stay with what we got here. Okay. Right now, that looks like 3, 4, 5. Good shit. There's no way to know here what you've got. Well, how would you know? So good. Actually, I'm glad that just teed itself up for me. Okay, so we've got a contender here for this to be in as the 2. So remember when we pulled that all the way back, that this was all bouncing in a golden zone from the low. Well, if this is A, B, and wait, right? That wouldn't work, would it? A, B, right? So we can't finish with a 3 ever, right? So it would if this is a zigzag, that's fucking us up a little bit, right? So I can't finish that way, right? I can't finish that way. So what's the alternate? Or how else could we finish this? W, X, Y. This would have to be, oh fuck, that would take a little work to dig that out. Oh, you probably do it as a triangle. Oh fuck. No, that's a good triangle. So you have to do W, X, A, B, C. So you'd have to do, so it would end up looking like this. W, X, if we're done, Y, right? Because we can't finish in a 3 ever. So we have to have that part of, if that's done as a zigzag, it's got to be part of a WXY, right? We cannot ever finish that way, right? In this context, right? So that's, I think, likely what you're looking at, Killa. Now, so how do we know? Right? How do we know? Well, what is the market supposed to do here? If this is the 2, what's supposed to come now? A 5. Right, so that eliminates the possibility that it's a 4 if we get a 5, right? Because we're looking for a 3 in the correction. So if we come out of here and we get a 5, then we know, hey, this is a WXY and the low is in here. Now, do I have a 5 there? Well, you'd want a good one. 1, 2, fuck. Oh, you probably got a diag there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 3 long enough? I don't think it is. Let's just find out. 1, 2. It's not. And that's already longer, so we have to do it this way. As an ABC. Can I make that work? 1, 2, well, if this is, that's too abrupt, right? Can't do that. So it would have to be here. 1, that's ugly. 1, ABC. Well, let's just see if we can make that work. Can I do that? Oh, fuck. 2, that can't be the 3, because see, if I put the 3 here, A, B, C, 5 is already, I think, already long enough, but let's just check it. So if that's the 3 and that's the 4, why is that? Why is my machine slowing down? There we go. So 5 would be longer, so I can't put the 3 here. Which makes you think, well, if I'm getting a 5 here, it's kind of an ugly one. 1, 2. And you get an overlap here. So, fuck, maybe you could do this as an A, B, C of the 3 here. A, B, C. So you'd be thinking diag. So start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3 if it works that way. Right into it. Not there yet. Well, so is that enough to take a trade on? I'd be 1, 2, 3. Well, you actually want that to be done here if we're going to finish a diag. A, B, C. Although you could go A, B, and this could be still have a little. This could be the 4 of the C. But it looks like 1, 2, 3. This looks like the 4, and it's going to finish in a 5. 1, 2. You can't get an impulse in here. So bottom line, it's not good enough yet. A, B, maybe that's a C, right? So this wick is kind of throwing you in kind of a conundrum there as to how to label that. You were sloppy here, so you didn't get it. You didn't get a clean algo swing here. You did get one here.
Jeopardy sound.
Oh, okay. All right. I got to keep moving.
You got 3 more, I think, and it's already 1:20.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Oh, God. I guess I was just a little long-winded today. Okay. Let me keep moving here. I got some tough ones today. Okay. Let me, Gravity, I'm going to come back to your SPXs here just to make sure I get everybody covered here. So this is Aaron S. What are you giving me? The dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I thought about pulling it up on my phone and then just playing that.
Some tough ones today. All right, let's get this and we'll wrap it up here. See, I can feel people nodding off as I talk. All right. Palantir, pardon me. Palantir. Okay, well, looks like we're a little sloppy on the pivot. Doesn't kill the Elliott count, but it looks like we've broken here. Oh, we had some good momentum here. So let me get this, just back this off. Okay, so it's a nice, so ABC, right? So it's got to be part of a WXY. So this is good work here. All right, so A, triangle B into the C. Good work. This is Aaron S. Oh, is he new, Aaron S? I think I've remember him. ABC, no. ABC. Looks like it's technical. All right, so interesting, right? So it's broken here trying to get to target here, but it can't get there. So you got a little bit of a battle here between a buy side here, but that side's already broken. So you'd have to give advantage bears here, and that's a pretty good break. That's good enough. Right? It's all wick, and it's quickly rejected. But you'd have to be at least mindful of that you've lost this guy. Now you can get a buy side back, but it has to come from something above, right? Not getting back here, right? But I've lost the big one. See, that big one has a target up here. So interesting here, right? So with that conundrum here, the conflict between this algorithm trying to get to that target and this one fighting to hold that. Although it looks like they've already been broken. Although you'll see that they'll break and then it'll go. Okay, so he's looking to get in here off of the Elliott count. So you get a really nice example of a flat here, right? Right. So we just double bottom here. So I got 3, 3. Oh, pardon me. W, X, Y. It's conceptually similar to a flat in that we go sideways in a series of threes. So W, X, Y into the low here. You do have a pivot. So while we lose the golden, that corner is just as we still, right? Never lose track of this. We still have 80% odds, right? As long as that pivot holds. Right now, if it breaks, we would draw it again. We can break, go draw it again. Breaks, draw it again. We get down here. Now there's a point where it's too far, but as long as you're above that pivot, you would want to keep drawing. Right? I still have 80% odds. I just have lost the algorithm. Now I'm going to have to fight through the sell side, right? Of course, coming up, right? I got this from dominant high to dominant low. If it starts to track that direction, I got to get through that. So you're looking for 5 to come out of here. That's what the market is supposed to do. I got to get 5 into that first push. Where's the obvious resistance? Right in the middle of it. Right? So I got to get through that. So that's where you would kind of expect it. Okay, now I'm looking at the daily chart here. So to get, let's go to 4-hour here. To get up to that level, I better have a good 5 that comes out of there. So it looks like, Aaron, you might already be long off of that. Unless you're playing for the retrace, my guess is you're already long, which is not. I mean, that's a good, look at it. Look at this. Okay, this is now. Are you going to get all of these? Probably not. But look at his risk reward here. 63 to 1. How many of those do you need? You got perfect Elliott context here. I mean, it's a bummer you lost the algo here, but yeah, shit. We've seen him stay with it as a result of it, but that's a slight break. So you would have to be mindful of that. Oh, one thing that you might look at here. Oh, did he lock this? Right when it was here, right? Do we have 80%? A triangle B into the C. Oh, why not 1, 2? Right. Why? Right. So here's the median line. His are. Let's go back to one you'll recognize here. Okay, so I have 80% here. All right, we'll probably finish here because I'm out of time. Gravity, I'll shoot you my SPX, so you've got that based on what you post, which may not need anything. Okay, so I've got 80% here. All right, nothing changes just because it's more narrow. I've got 3 into the correction. That's a very valid candidate for a 2. So that would be my target. Just where we started. Trading principle number 4. Failure to get to the median line equals a move, sets up a move is what I want to say, equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. Equal to or greater than. Trading principle number 4, yet again. See, which ties right back into what is the market supposed to do here? It's supposed to give me that median line. Not what the market does, it's what the market's supposed to do and doesn't. Trading principle number 4. Now, so the point here is not just trading principle number 4. The point here is that, if I can get the fucker, fuck me, that this is just as valid. Now I've got more complexity in the correction. Well, we got 23 different types of Elliott wave corrections. Now I've got more complexity. Where's the accumulation zone of this asset? Kind of a bit white coffee in here, right? We could kind of tee this off here and kind of box this thing in here as an accumulation zone, right? So all you'd be looking for here is maybe a little spike down. The little break of the golden zone could be your spring, right? Now we start to come back up. So you're looking for this to start to rally. Right, again, I know I've got 80% odds here. Right, that hasn't changed. I still have 80%. Why would you not take this trade? Well, the only reason you'd be reluctant is because that little break. So I would want it a little more validation, right? So look, I've got this nice sloping channel that he's put on it here. This is a nice touch. So first thing I got to do, I got to clear that, right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, right? It's trend line, trend channel. It's just support and resistance on an angle, right? So I've got fairly good resistance here to get through. So now I'm on a 4 hour here. Okay, no problem. Oh, boom. Oh, well, I can understand why too. We're gonna try again. Oh, now I'm through. Oh, what am I thinking here? Am I out of the woods yet? No. Why? Because what do I need here? I got to have that. Oh, double top. Oh, that guy I saw on YouTube, he told me to never buy that. All right, so we've talked about this. Every pivot is just bait. It is just bait for professionals, right? It's just they know because what's going to be here? Bunch of stops. That's a liquidity grab. Oh God, you can just map this out right in front of your eyes. Oh fuck. Oh, bait retail. Oh, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. What does retail do? Retail buys things when they're going up. What do professionals do? Buy things when they're going down. Oh fuck! Right, guarantee someone will be there ready to buy it. Right now, we don't know. Right, so again, that could happen. But what's more likely? They're gonna just use the liquidity there, and boom, boom, boom. Right back into all that structure for the 2. Here's what the market is supposed to do. If it's not doing that, now look here. If you're here, oh shit, you didn't make the median line. Do I have trading principle number 4 about to happen, equal to or greater than? Well, you might. But in the Elliott context there, if it did that, if you're back down here equal to or greater than, now what are you thinking? Is there a way we could solve that? Well, if that's a 5, you're going to be a little fucked. You actually can't. Because the only way that I can see to solve that is we'd go W, X, Y, X. Oh, fuck, I got the wrong one. W, X, Y, X, Z. This is the one I want. W, X, Y. Now, if we go this far, purists are going to have a problem with it already, right? Because we don't want the second X beyond the first X. So really, if you get up here and the market doesn't retrace and run, something's wrong, right? Because that's what the market's supposed to do, right? And we can use the Elliott here. The second X shouldn't be beyond the first X. So if this is a W, X, Y, and I get up here, number 1, can't be a 5. So I got to rethink what's happening here. If it were to do this, something else is going on. No one ever knows where it's going to go. So what else you tell me, what would give you more insight into it than this set of rules so that I can say, well, if it doesn't do that, I don't want to be long in this. That's the big advantage to Elliott. It gives you, oh wait, that can't be the X because it's higher than this X. So I know I'm incorrectly identifying what's happening here. Cannot be correct. Right? So I have to rethink what I'm thinking here if that's what we get here. Right? I cannot go any higher, or it's inaccurately. Nothing says it can't do that. I'm just saying it can't be labeled that way per an Elliottician's work. Can't label it that way. So what else could I have here? Right? Fuck, this thing could go sideways for a year, right? We could just do this. I mean, nothing says it can't do that. So what's the bottom line here? If it's not doing what you're anticipating, or I'm using this loosely, what it's supposed to do, next fucking chart. Because I promise you look, it's not going to take you long to find one that's doing what it's supposed to do. Be picky. Why would you not? God damn, we got so many things to trade. Why would you not be incredibly picky about where you put your money? Where you put your money at risk, let me be more precise. Why would you ever take a half-baked trade? Why? Why would you ever do that? Oh, you're bored. Right? But if you're bored, okay, you want a little dopamine hit. I got it. I'm with you, man. I feel the same thing, right? So, fuck. All right, well, just take that boredom and start applying it to where you're going to find the setup that you like, rather than go, oh, well, Palantir, fuck, I read some good shit online about them. Well, let's just throw one in there and see what happens. Well, number one, that's the mistake. Mistakes are always 100% of the time. Maybe not in that trade, but mistakes are always punished by the market. Always. So Wait for something that you like. Oh, fuck, I wanted to get Palantir. All right, well, let's go look. What else? Let's go into the Dow. What's happening there? Oh, well, let's go into the NASDAQ. What's happening there? Oh, let me find, okay, what's moving? Oh, if it's moving, is it doing what it's supposed to do? Oh, fuck, this thing's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Well, shit, here, I guess I found my trade. Oh, look at this. I can be absolutely picky about this. I'm looking for something sideways in the 4. Oh, right to the median line. It's not. See, you and I are the biggest problem to our trading success, right? It's our head trash. You're bored. You moved to stop, right? The analysis, the TA, is rarely the problem. We fuck it up. And it's almost 100%, right? Whether pro or amateur, which is why so much of trading now is done by software, where a human can't fuck it up. Right. So you have to remember that if you're losing money, the problem is usually not your analysis. Now, it could be you're trying to apply some Elliott Wave and you don't quite have the skills there yet. The problem is almost always because we do stupid shit that professionals count on. Oh, we're gonna move that stop down a little bit. Oh, I know I shouldn't buy it here, but I'm gonna buy that breakout. Oh, I know I shouldn't, but I feel it, right? I just have a feel for the market. It's gonna go. If you do that and you get away with it, it's much worse, right? You've heard me say that many times because you'll do it the next time. And one of these times, you're going to think, oh, I fucking nailed it. And that's what the market will do to you, right? You're going to learn that lesson one way or another, right? The market is a very expensive master. It makes you pay. All right, we should probably wrap up. God, I was long-winded. We lost half our people. I probably bored them to death. I don't know why I got so granular with some of that stuff, but it was. Gravity Anti, I'm coming back to those. I see your SPX and your SPY. I'll come back to those, but I think I've bored everybody enough here. Okay, Monty, I think we're good. Anything else we got going?
Let me check donations. Nope. Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right. We'll wrap there. I hope you guys got a little nugget or two out of it today. I try and mix those in as we're doing the analysis. With that, so you got Monte Crypto tomorrow, which will be, I don't know if he's as long-winded as I am. Probably not. But you got a very different approach to the market here. I shouldn't say it's very different. It's just taking these tools and then applying them with his own unique bent on it, right? So a lot of very traditional support and resistance applications there, but some different approaches to how he combines geometry with support and resistance here that I think if you've not seen it, you should.
Yeah, I would call it geometry confluence, I guess. Just a bunch of different, not traditional by any means, but finding confluence.
Yeah, exactly. It's the search for confluence, which is much what I'm doing here with the Elliott Wave. Now, can I get an algo pole with a pattern that matches at time and with geometry? We're always looking for anything that can tip the odds just slightly in our favor, because that's the best we can hope for. That's all you get is a slight edge. Well, think about professional gamblers, right? That's the only way they survive and make a living, right? They're looking for where they can get a slight edge over either the person they're gambling against or trading against or playing against, or some card counters. When can they get an edge, just the slightest edge? Because by default, the house has the edge. All right, we'll wrap there. Monte Crypto, are you 11:30 as well tomorrow?
11:30 to noon, somewhere around there.
Somewhere in that range. Okay, guys. Yeah. With that, I wish you guys a good afternoon. Right, trade safely. Don't do stupid shit. Right. Just remember that you're the problem. In the same way, I'm the problem in my own trading. You're the problem in your trading. Right. So if you keep that at the forefront of your mind, you'll say, "Whoa, do I really want to do that? Do I want to move that stop? Do I want to take this trade even though I'm not really sure?" So many things to trade. Be picky. Okay, guys, have a good afternoon, and I'll be back on Friday I think we're going to do Bitcoin and ETH on this.